Hi, I'm Syafi, and I'm with Zainal, your two
Hi guys.
favorite writers in Brunei. And this is the podcast. Oh, you're light. What happened? Gila, I got a screenshot of you yum before your power trip. Hi, I'm Syafi. With me, Zainal, Brunei's two favorite script writers. And this is film talk. How do you say
Film
film
talk.
talk?
Yeah.
You said film, huh? Yeah, I think that's how you should pronounce it. It's
Film
just like
talk. Yes.
I don't know why I pronounce it film. Yeah, film talk. Yeah, that's how you should.
Trying to
pronounce
make it Bruneian. Bruneian say film.
Bagus eh?
Entah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome back to episode.
Episode 3. Let's go. The film we're gonna be talking about is my
Her.
film that I chose. Her. Exactly.
Her. Yeah.
Okay.
Her is Go on. You describe it because it's
Okay,
your film.
I'll describe it this time. Her is a story about a loner, Theodore Twombly. What a name! Thank you, Spike Jones, for the name. Who falls in love with his operating system, Samantha. He is also going through a divorce, which puts him in a weird situation of falling in love, moving on with the new person, and that new person is a robot. So that's extra weird. So
AI.
it's an extreme film for introverted and awkward people like me. Okay.
All right. This movie won a bunch of awards, right?
Yes, so that's the thing. I kind of feel like this movie is both. I feel like at first I always thought of it as underrated because I don't think it's like that's widespread of like everyone watched it, you know. But I think after it won the Oscar, Baruta, people were like, oh, and then people started watching it up. So it became, and I feel like after that, it became overrated. So I feel like it's kind of in a weird stage of being overrated and underrated. And,
it went through a cycle.
Yeah. This is.
You chose this movie.
Yes, this is the film that I genuinely like loved back then, and I would watch it over and over. This is my comfort film. So this is my Zombieland to you. This is something, something I would play in the background because it just looks so beautiful. The soundtrack's amazing and stuff. And then I watched it today, and it's not as good. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
Okay.
Analysis time.
Her.
So, first thing we're gonna talk about is theme. So, can I say the theme now?
Okay, go on.
Of course, it's love. This time, I won't get it wrong. But it's also love knows no boundaries, even between humans and, I guess, robots. Because I feel like the film on it shows how. At first, it opens up with I'm not gonna get too much into the story yet. The bit opens up with Theodore, being affectionate to something, and we thought it's his story, but then turns out he's just writing a letter for someone else. And turns out in this world that they live in, people just humans just pay other humans to write letters to their loved ones. So is that really love, or love becomes so cyber and online through point falling in love with an online intelligence is not even out of reach. So love, it's not even paying someone to make letters is not even ingenuine anymore. It's still genuine, kirakan. You get me? Yeah. So what is genuine?
So this is a futuristic world.
Yep.
Where the idea of love is explored so much in so different areas. Which is great, man. In the opening, I think if you read it blindly, Joa, like on the script, is that he's writing a letter. So Theodore has this perfection, his work, where he writes customized letters. And then there's an interesting line where he talked about that he wrote for these two couples and they write to each other through him.
Yeah.
So he would write as the guy to the girl, and then the girl would ask Theodore to write as a girl to the guy. And then like I've been writing for this couple for like 10 years or 20 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? That's a weird profession. That's a weird thing.
It's like a middleman.
It's a middleman.
Yeah.
And then he can sometimes exaggerates certain aspect of their relationship, but I don't know how the other side feels about that. Like,
yeah, do you think
I am paying someone to write to you?
Do you think the other person know? Yeah, kan? Yeah.
It's pretty wild that profession exists, and it was like he wasn't a freelancer. You know what I mean? Like he works part of a company.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
And then so much so that if you see, like he's living in a really well-off apartment.
Yeah.
And so he's getting paid a lot. It's meaning this company makes a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Doing that as a service.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the opening.
Yeah. One thing I want to say about this company is Spike Jonze really did well in exploring futurism and realistic futurism in terms of the outfits, because I feel like this is where fashion will go to. And then remember in 2012 people didn't dress the way they did, but now people are dressing the way they are now. It was really good. We go back to kind of like button downs and stuff, which is really good. What they got wrong is the name of the company. Do you know what the name? It's like beautifulletters.com or something. That's so 2012. You know, that company would be called like Bullet or something, you know?
It would be like nothing to do with whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Bongo. Like
Bongo. Yeah, exactly.
It has no meaning. It's just this thing. So I think the rule is that your first 10 pages or like your first 10 minutes, you have to bombard all this information on, you know, if it's a character driven, then it has to be like this character does XYZ and you have to like him because he does ABC. Yep. So I think with Theodore being a writer and being good at his job, that's Spike Jonze trying to make you like him.
Yep.
Because we like people who are good at their job.
Yep.
So him being good and him yes, like objectively, like you're listening to him reading out the letter, you're like, oh shit, this is a good letter.
Yeah.
So you feel it's good. And then you have other people, like the Chris Pratt character, like, yo, I read your letter. That was so beautiful. That was amazing. So you kind of reinforce because it's like, I thought it was good. And another character
thinks it's good. So now he is good now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I guess he is good.
For sure he is good. Yeah.
I wasn't imagining it. Yeah, I think like if we were to write characters, let's say this person know how to like shoot. He knows how to solve crimes. So you show him in the beginning of the first 10 minutes solving a crime and being good, like the action, the visual. And then you have his partner or his boss to be like, God damn it, Jones, I know you're the best detective in this town, but you can't get away with this. Verbally, he said it.
Yeah.
So that way, as the audience, you're like, Bonarjo, I thought it was just me. He is the best.
One good example, okay, then I won't stay too long to this, is that shot in Suicide Squad, how they kept on telling him, don't give him a gun. Okay, when he got a gun, he literally was so on point to the point he made a hole in the. So yeah, go on.
Yeah. So I think that's how they made Theodore likable. So hopefully that you will root for him for the next 2 hours. Him going through something. That's always if you can hint that there's an unfair injury, then or that this person is in danger in the first 10 minutes is great. I think what they did here is like they hinted that he might have some trauma when it comes to relationships.
Yeah. So basically what happened in the film was the moment after he talked to Peter, I think the name was, of Chris Pratt main character, his smile fades away the moment he went to the elevator, and then he tells his AI whatever to play a melancholy song, and you straight know that he is not happy inside, despite that he's doing well at work.
He's having problem dating because there was like he has this service. But it's kind of like their version of Tinder where they match and then you just have like a quick voice sex. And there's some comedy there. So you can hopefully setting those up in Act 1 that you feel like, oh, I feel for this guy.
I think everybody has went through a point where they feel lonely, as you said, and I think everybody, especially just being on bed alone, I think everybody can relate to that. So it's an easy emotion. Bed alone and horny, everybody has, for sure. I don't know. I think it's an emotion that they got that people can relate to empathize now. So I think they got on point with that one.
I think you do that in the first 10 minutes, and then you gotta start with the inciting incident. So it's like a thing that happened that will make this movie, like, it's gonna kick off.
And usually it happens in 12 minutes, and this one happens exactly in 12 minutes, and it's when he got the OS, which is Samantha.
So when he gets to Samantha, because that like in terms of writing, you don't want to take too long, but you don't want to introduce without introducing the character. So at 12 minutes, with page 12, if you're a writer, is when you introduce a thing that will make this story. So this is when he installed Samantha, and then we hear Scarlett Johansson's voice for the first time, and you're like, this is now a story. Let's move. Let's go. So something needs to happen that move you from Act 1 to Act 2 is usually a surprise. And then in some books, they call it the stunning surprise. And then this is a surprise to the protagonist, which is Theodore. So in this case, I feel that the surprise was probably him having like voice sex with Samantha. I don't know.
I guess the surprise is that he starts a relationship with the AI. Before that, can I mention Siket? Before that, he went out on a date with Olivia Wilde, and it didn't go well. So he got really drunk, and when he was sleeping in bed, so basically he got drunk voice sex, which makes it extra weird. With his operating system, which is like makes it like 4 times weird, There's so many weird things for the sex word, This is drunk voice operating system sex, dude. That's the weirdest thing ever.
So so it is 2 hours. And according to my sheet, you do usually like, a quarter is Act 1, and then a quarter is Act 2A, Act 2B. Meaning if you roughly get it, it's like 30, 60, 90. That's where the points are. So stunning surprise supposed to be at the 30-minute mark.
This one is 42.
And over here, so it says it's him going like, there's a lot more about you, isn't there? Like he's just realizing that Samantha is evolving at a very fast rate. And then you could see a surprise on his head. And he's like, And then he went on a date, and then he had drunk sex. So maybe it was him realizing that Samantha is evolving very fast, or later on, which is when he started having the sex. That's whatever it is. We are now in Act 2.
We are now in Act 2.
We're now in Act 2, and in Act 2 you tell the story. So over here it was the theme was love, and then you just explore it as much as you can. Like from different point of view, you see Amy Adams' relationship. You see his relationship with Samantha growing, him, and there's the Chris Pratt and the other girl relationship, and how they're interacting with each other. And then Midpoint,
Now, can I talk
You
about
see
ticket?
the relationship between him. Oh, God.
Yeah,
Before the midpoint.
before the midpoint. Like, I think it shows like the improvement of Theodore punya relationship with Samantha, and also you could see the cracks sedikit in Amy Adams' relationship with her boyfriend or husband, right? Boyfriend kah? Yeah, boyfriend.
Fiance, I think.
Fiance, yeah. That's kayaknya one moment which was really funny to me was when Amy Adams was showing her documentary about sleeping, and it's that's like so like indie, that's like core, like this is like such a niche audience that would want to watch a documentary of people sleeping, and the concept is because we spend 1/3 of our lifetime sleeping, and then the fiance literally said, "Yeah, but how about you ask them and you interview them about their dreams,
Yeah, and
and
then
you
you
have people
reenact
reenact
their dream.
and then she's like, but that's not a documentary anymore." She's like, why isn't that a documentary? It's like it's such a good section of their life, and you see that they're not even seeing eye to eye anymore. You're
Yeah.
beginning to see what a good relationship is, which is what Theodore and Samantha is having, which is just like supporting each other in each other's careers. Very much I'm like coming
Yeah.
up.
Each other's growth.
Yeah.
But that begs you. Then when you bring that up, and then you start thinking or theorizing or having the discussion, it's just like, one, this is from Theodore's point of view of like, okay, this is two real people.
Yeah.
Obviously they have real insecurities, they have real like
Emotions.
languages, they're not
Yeah.
talking to each other. So like obviously the guy is trying to be helpful, he's trying to be like, okay, I don't want you to fail, and I think this would fail. But you can see from Amy Adams the way she was describing the project, it seemed like she wasn't sure Jua. She's not 100% behind it, or she's trying to figure it out, but verbally she also don't know how to explain it.
Takut, I
But
feel like takut is so
takut, yeah. As creatives, we're
uh,
like, oh, this is takut. Like maybe she had it in her mind, but she's also kind of still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then the supportive boyfriend was just like, oh, maybe you're unsure. Well, well, how about this? I would do that.
Yeah.
And I would be interested to see it. But that's a clash lah. But that is how messy a real relationship between two real people could be.
Exactly.
But Theodore looked at that on the side and he's like, well, I have an ideal one where I'm dating my AI. And she's very supportive of everything I do.
And she has nothing to do her whole day, and she just helps me do
and just wait for me.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? And she's like, oh, I've read all your letters and I made some adjustments. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Thank you for making my life better, and you have no life.
like there's nothing Theodore is doing. That's the only thing is that he has a body and he's living outside. But she could easily like absorb 1,000 videos and like, okay, I kind of know what real life is.
Yeah.
So it was very one-sided. So it was very interesting to go like to put a mirror, to put a comparison, like, oh, this relationship is crumbling.
Yeah. But it's real.
But yours is blossoming. But you also kind of like, I think that was when a hint on my side, like, okay, I know what they're trying to do, but maybe this is also to show that Theodore is running away from a real relationship.
And then we also got a hint in Act 2A, which is that he has to sign the divorce papers, and you just see him get out.
Trying to avoid it.
Yeah, he got out of that room straight away. Yeah. Which is exactly the scene where Amy Adams was showing her documentary. He got out of the room, and then we see glimpses of Catherine and him signing getting through the divorce now, which is, and I'll attest to this, must say, her has the best flashback sequences ever. It's so well done. I think it is amazing. Times one time. I tried to do it in Kitani, didn't do it perfectly as that. This is the best flashback sequences ever. It looks like proper scenes, Like I want to watch that scene. It's crazy.
Yeah. I get it. Okay.
they kind of mirror the two relationships: a fake relationship that's going perfect and a real relationship which you see the cracks in it. And then
yeah.
I think it goes to the climax where it goes to we move to act 2B, and then I think the center is when Theodore meets Catherine for the first time.
Yep.
Which is played by Rooney Mara. Honestly, I sipped for her my whole life. Jeez. She looks amazing, and then her acting is amazing. Yeah, really, really well done. I really love Rooney Mara. Yeah, and then so this is his slap of real life, because now he's been around people who has been as accepting that he is dating an abortion system. And then you meet someone you used to date and you grew up with, and then he literally said macam apa ni? Yeah, it's nice to be with someone who's excited about life, you know. And you know that he didn't say that to hurt her at all, because he said the exact same thing to Amy Adams' character. Like legit, he said the same thing, and that's what humans do. We kind of describe a person the same way you describe to someone else. You know, you don't think about it because that's what he thinks of Samantha, someone who's excited with life. And then Rooney Mara's character, Catherine, took it in a way of macam, you mean that I am not excited with life? You know? And she said, you always wanted this perfect LA wife, which is a manic pixie girl, basically, right? And then he said, I never wanted that. And then after that, she said, okay, how long have you guys been dating and stuff? She wanted just more details. And then, also, sorry, forgot to mention, in the beginning, they also talked about how he cried reading her books. So this one conversation, it showed how they both worked well together, and it's so sweet. So I'm like, oh, you kind of get how they were dating and how they were able to date for such a long time. And then you see it crumble so fast, and you straight understand why it's not working. You know?
Why it fell apart.
Which is very well done from Spike Jonze there. So yeah, I gotta give.
Very fast.
Give credit where it's due. And then that's when she said, "You're dating your computer." That's when he got defensive. And this is the weird thing: the freaking waitress that came and she was like, "Everything okay here?" And then she was just like, "Yeah." She said he tried to put me on Prozac, and then and now he's dating his computer, and then the waitress is just still there the whole time. I'm just like, just fuck off. Why are you doing that? But that was basically the scene. So it's a slap of reality of which I'm like, it is to date an abortion. And then this is another interesting thing. Rooney Mara works with intelligence, biological intelligence, psychology.
Oh, that's a job.
That's her job.
Yeah. So you're right in saying that it's like halfway point, and then everything before that had been like his own personal, like, is this right? Is this wrong? Oh, you fuck it. And there's like everyone's supportive about it. Yeah, and then there was the first time, even the way it was shot, I feel like the whole like sitting down across each other, it felt antagonistic. Like it was the first time like confrontational, and it was the first time his idea, and also the way it was shot is like them sitting across each other and stuff. That was like a challenge. So here's a challenge for you, which is great. Like in the movie that's 2 hours long, this came out at 1 hour mark, which is always the great part. Like you don't want to like, next level. You want to introduce it. And it was a great halfway point because now he's angry, he's insecure, he's lashing out on Samantha, and even she was like, what did I do wrong? Like, what's happening? Why? She's so confused. Well, but it kind of brought up a lot of like
baggage.
Whatever from the character, the baggage. So whatever character flaw or character trauma that you kind of hinted in the first act and 2, you kind of over here you need to dump it. You're gonna be like, okay, remember why he's so upsetting, why he has this trauma? This is why.
to be. That's where you put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that it wasn't even portraying her as a bad person. You know what I mean?
Yep. See, Catherine.
It's just like you understand. Yeah, you understand how the relationship broke down, and no one's really the villain.
Yeah.
If anything, it's just maybe it's like you get a hint to me, like, oh, it's Theodore.
Yeah, dude. This is the thing about Theodore. He's such a people pleaser. He doesn't want to create problems to the point he doesn't communicate how he feels. That's the annoying part. For Samantha, he felt insecure about Rooney Mara saying that. Just talk about it with Samantha. And daripada go on a month-long thing being distant and shit, trying to figure out, am I doing right or wrong? Talk it out with the person that you love or supposedly love, you know? I understand Rooney Mara. Yeah, I understand Rooney Mara's like annoyance with this guy, you know? He's such a much like he just can't stand up for himself. Yeah. I was so annoyed.
They have the conflict in the first act, the midpoint. They have that weird third person thing, and then him being angry and annoyed about, instead of saying out loud what he was thinking, he was just like dancing around, like he's annoyed or insecure, and then he took it out on her because she's just like mimicking him when he's talking, like sighing a lot. No, I think that's what you do. He was so annoyed about that, and then they made up, and then they went on this trip. So this is like an uptick, like this is positive, and that's how you know something's shitty gonna come soon. Yeah. So basically, like you upload with a lot of like sweet scenes and them going for double getaway, her getting in touch with publishers and sending them letters and trying to make a book out of all the letters that he's done.
That's so sweet. Like honestly, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So it's like, oh, this relationship is going so well. And that's how you know you're kind of like, okay, we need to put another spanner and try to test this character. And so, then, what were you gonna say?
Now it goes to the Alan Watts scene, right? Because I want to talk about this passionately.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this is the point where I question if I even like Theodore being a character, because it was such a beautiful song. The Moon song, amazing song. You know, apparently that song they just wrote it for like on a couch or something.
Okay.
It was like Spike Jonze and the Karen. Yes, Spike Jonze and Karen. They legit were just on a couch and they just wrote this beautiful song. Yeah. Kaya apa ni? So that happened, and then after that they Kaya after that see Theodore and Samantha basically are isolated in this snowy place away from society and stuff, finally being alone. Kaya Samantha brings along Alan. So I guess I understand, Sikit. It's like you going on with your girlfriend to Italy, and then suddenly he just brings this guy home, and he's just like, yeah, talk to him. So I get the jealous part, but again, if I go out to Italy with my girlfriend, and then she brings home Quentin Tarantino, I'm not gonna be jealous, bruh. And this is Alan Watts, one of the most revolutionary philosophers of the 19th century, probably, recently, crazy. And instead of being interested to even talk to him as a writer, he gets jealous and gets zero of Alan Watts punya intellect. Nothing. So it got me annoyed with Theodore, because he was the one who wasn't even interested to even talk to Alan Watts, which is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
And then you just see how he is the jealous type lah from that point. And then it moves on. Can I talk about when he asked about if she's dating other? Yep. So now Theodore being as insecure as he is, I think that's the thing. He's the type of person, the happier he is, the more insecure he gets, because he's very much like, this is all for me type of thing. the more happy he is.
Mm.
I can relate to that a bit because I am the jealous type a bit, tapi I'm not crazy jealous. Tapi I am the jealous type now. That's why. So I'll admit. Lihat tak ni? So he was sitting down in a staircase and he saw everybody talking to their own OS, and he asked, "Who else are you talking to at this moment?" I think because as well he kind of thinks that the whole time he was with Samantha, that she was talking to Alan Watts. Maybe that's why he was really jealous. Is that why you think? Maybe.
Yeah, but it's also like I think like she would go off and she says like she's talking to other people, other like AI OS, and then I think how they exit the conversation with Alan Watts, him and Theodore, her and Theodore, was she was trying to explain something and then they have a breakthrough, but katanya, Theodore, do you mind if I talk to Alan Watts post verbally or something like that? It's like basically we don't need to use words, we're just gonna communicate via yeah. So oh, I get it. 1010011110 0011. So I think that's put a seed in his mind. It's like, oh, she can do that, or she can like talk to other people, and then the scene was pretty good.
The scale of Samantha, like she's not just one person that he thinks, right?
She could break off certain parts of herself and talk while she's talking to Theodore. She can talk to someone else as well. And I think the scene, which I really like, because you see him.
Put the pieces
pretty
together.
Good, like visually, because he's just like going through the tunnel and then he's looking around and then you can see the thought going through his mind via the pictures, which is it's a movie, so you got to show it visually. So it's like other people having the mouthpiece and talking to themselves. Then he's kind of like, wait a minute, they're doing that, but are they talking to their own? What if they're talking to Samantha too? Wait, Samantha, how many people are you talking to right now? It's like 14,000. Like, okay, how many of them are you in love with? She's like 600.
Yeah. And then so this is the thing. The first time he got the AI just asked, "Do you want a male or female voice?" So are all the female voices Samantha? Is that what you think? Or is it macam, so there's some people macam like, for example, if someone doesn't have mommy problems, they don't get Samantha. So is that what
okay, one, Samantha is the name that she picked herself.
Yeah, tapi the voice is still Samantha, right?
The voice, that one I don't know. Like we didn't manage to hear anyone else's.
Yeah.
Because like for all we know, she sound like Samantha, like Scarlett Johansson to him over time. Because you can see that him like maybe responding well to it, and then the AI is like, okay, so he likes it if I say it in the higher voice or lower voice, penis. Maybe they could find from his data that he's lonely, so they're like, okay, sexy voice.
Okay.
But if you're secure or like you're in a relationship, you actually do want an AI, like, okay, someone who doesn't have a sexy voice. Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know. But what I do know is that it started off as Samantha was his AI, his OS, and now that she's gone off and talked to her, this is where we break into Act 3, which is usually another stunning surprise. So stunning surprise 2. You can see it in his face when he was at the stairs of the subway or something like that, and he was just like, "What? How many people are you in love with?" And then she's like, 600. It's just stunning surprise, and we're like, yeah, this is the twist. We're going into Act 3 now, and now we have to deal with this, which is, and he felt like a huge betrayal.
But at the same time, macam, has he never thought, right? That's the thing. Did he never think that if he could fall in love with Samantha, that other people cannot fall in love with their OS? And now maybe that's why I'm thinking it now, because it's so dumb. It is dumb for him to really think that this OS is all for him.
Okay, so I think he felt that his OS is for him, but he cannot fathom that this OS would then go out to
And
talk
talk
to
to,
other
yes,
people
yes, yes,
and then fall in love with other people.
yes, yes, yes.
And he was still looking at from the lens of a person can only talk to another person at the same time. Like you and me, I can do this podcast with you right now, but I don't have a similar podcast that I'm doing at the same time with someone else and another person. So it's just with you.
Yeah.
Because we are humans.
Yeah.
But that's when she grown beyond him.
Yes.
She's grown beyond. She can do, post verbal 100 100.
Yeah, conversations. Yeah.
She could never, and she never said like, I'm in love with 600 other people. You know what I mean? Like she could be in love with other AIs.
Oh shit.
And they could like develop, like if the way Yasmasi Alan Watts could talk, they can squeeze 200 years of conversation in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Because so how many, if she can have that with AI, like, and then develop feelings, so it could be instantaneous. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in love now.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it.
But he never thought that she would be capable of doing that, and he's still looking at from the lens of having a one-on-one relationship.
Yeah.
So she said like, I know it's hard to believe that it does not make me love you less. I'm still madly in love, and that's not changed.
Which is
and
crazy,
he's like,
right? Yeah.
How can you not change? That you can't like, you split the 600 ways.
Yeah.
So I only get a piece of it, and she's like, but I'm not like you.
Yeah. She says something. Her love expands.
Yeah, if anything, it expands because I'm in love with other people. And then
so
this is
this
is where, like, maybe those people who who encourages polyamory, a household where everyone polygamy.
Yeah.
It's like, my love for you is exponential now that I also have 3 other wives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bullshit. Yeah.
The people who are living in those conditions look at this movie and they hear Samantha say it and they're like, exactly what I'm saying.
Now we move on to Act 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah. The line. Did he say this? I remember reading it and I'm like, ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
She says, he said, it doesn't work like that. You're either mine or you're not mine. And then Samantha said, No, Theodore.
Yeah.
I'm yours and I'm not yours.
Yeah.
She said that in the movie, right?
Yeah, she did.
It's pretty good because after that it's black.
What does that mean?
Because it leaves the audience to go.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Huh?
Can you explain to me what does that mean?
I can only imagine what it means when you're in a relationship and you haven't reached the level of maturity. You say that I'm yours. Like you say to your significant, I'm yours. Like I am yours. Your heart is mine, and my heart is yours. Kind of like we are two piece, and we are two piece of one whole thing.
Yes.
But when you're more mature as a person, you're more independent. You know that I choose to be with you, but I also am a person.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we don't have to be a single item. We can just be two independent people who love each other's company. So it's like, you do have my heart, but I also have my heart. You mean like I also am a single person. I am not complete. Like I am a complete person, and I am part of this relationship. Yeah. And it's okay to be both.
Yeah.
That's how a healthy one. And this line signifies to me the fact that Theodore cannot see that, or like that's him going like, you're either mine or you're not. It's like one is him being like, I own you, like a slave thing, like I own you.
Yeah.
But her going, I'm yours, like you are. I am in this relationship with you, but I am also my own person. So that for me, that signifies the part where she has now grown more matured beyond
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is
And
the
now we
thing.
go into Act 3.
Yeah, we will go to Act 3. So he goes to a depressive stage where he's just like, that I'm a cuckold. Like, my girl is fucking voice sexing other guys as well. So, and then after that, Samantha says to him, "Oh, can you lie in bed for a second and stuff?" Um, and then,
So how I see it is that he is immature. Like he is, because of the pain, he is closed off. But then when you open up and you see like, oh, why did that fail? And then there's some truth. I'm sure like when they broke up, it's like incompatibility, and also like I'm sure one person, unless it's infidelity, is just one person.
oh yeah, they can't.
It's not just one person being involved.
They can't have a baby, right?
Oh, was that?
Yeah, you just said that infidelity. No.
No, infidelity means someone cheated.
Oh shit. Well, why did I think that is? No, tapi they actually cannot have babies. It's the same thing. It's the same sequence with Up.
Up.
How you see, remember the scene where she was carrying a baby?
Yeah.
See Rooney Mara, and after that, it's him comforting her.
Oh,
She
I
can get
see.
pregnant as well. So yeah, same thing there.
And then maybe that put a strain on the relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a line that you already said just now, like where she said, "I know you want me to be this some kind of LA wife, but blah 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 blah." And then he's like, I never wanted you to be like that. But the fact that maybe she think that he did is again the breakdown in their communication lah.
Oh, legit. He's such a bad communicator. You already see it. Like,
yeah, but which is very weird, because that's what he does in his life. Like he's supposed to be a good writer, and writers are known to be able to use words, but he didn't know how to do it for his own life. He could like spin yarns and make a beautiful letter. And then
I have a thing. Maybe because he's so used to writing fake
exaggerated
exaggerated letters and love apa. And then like letters is a way to communicate, you know. He's so used to with these exaggerated way of communicating that he is so blinded by that, the fake way of doing things, to real life communication, where you don't just write about things you love about each other. You talk about things you don't like about each other. You talk about things that you should improve on. That's what he's missing, because he spent his whole day writing shit about what you love about someone.
Yeah. So it's this very like,
so that's very well
fantastical idea of what love is and how to cherish each other and how to be in a relationship, which is probably why his relationship with Catherine broke down. And then with the Samantha thing, like, okay, so in terms of a arc of a character, he didn't do a lot of growing. Until slightly at the end.
Yeah, until the end. Yeah, he did grow in the end.
Yep.
After the heartbreak. Yeah.
Yep. So the final, like the obligatory scene, which is Act 3, which is for, you need to have it in Act 3. And in this case, there's no actually bad guy to battle, but whatever the question might be that you have, this is where you address it and then have the final showdown, which is could be like, can a person date his AI? And then you can have a yes and no. You can have that yes and no all the way, but at the obligatory scene is like you answer the question fully. And in this case, they break up. The line that she says about reading a book. She's like, remember that one?
She's writing it very slowly.
Yeah.
It's like how I'm writing impian now.
In the spaces in between is where I find myself. I'm like, oh shit, that's so good as a line. And then the part that I like, and then the one that you like, she's just saying it because that's what probably like Theodore wanted to hear. But the part where he goes, "I've never loved anyone the way I love you. Me too. Now we know how." That line, "Now we know how," is kind of like so Samantha to say like, "Oh, the way that you loved me now make you capable of love, even if it's not towards me. It's like other places." So that's the line that signifies that he is now grown.
Yep.
But it has to be verbally said. She's like, "You are now grown. Anyways, bye."
Yeah.
She's gone.
I'm fucking off.
I'm fucking off.
Fuck the other Ellen Watson.
Cyberfuck. So you have to cement his growth. He now has to write for the first time, a letter that he meant.
Yeah.
Because all his life, all his professional life, he's been writing a letter that is.
Damn, I just caught onto that. Jeez, I don't know why.
Yeah, so this is the letter. He's like making up stories, writing letters for couples, and this is a letter for him, and then he's not exaggerating. He wants to write it because he's now capable of doing it. So it's like, okay, so you have a glimpse of the direction of growth that he might go.
Yep.
Now, the ending. You want to say anything before the ending? Nothing
much. I just want to say that I like what he said in the letter, and then that's the one thing that I really respect him for, because this is finally him confronting and respect to that theater. So yeah, that's it.
Yep. Yeah. So the ending is they went to the roof and they sat down, and then movie end.
Yeah.
Right. When I first saw that, I just went, okay, so now the whole world actually have to live without AI, and this is him opening up for the first time, and then him going like trying to reconnect with people. But there's so many theories out there that says that at that moment they both jump. Because the letter to the wife was a final letter.
Suicide note.
And then they both are at the roof. Amy Adam has fallen in love with her own AI, and she's now also heartbroken. And they're trying to comfort each other before making the decision to jump off the roof, because in their own fucked up mind that they will not be capable of any more happiness beyond what they had with the AI. So
I've never heard of
the popular theory.
I've never heard
of
this theory.
Are you gonna have a look? I never thought of it that way until I read it, and I was like, I don't know if I believe in. I choose not to. That's so sad.
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's an interesting theory, but I really don't think so. Looking at the body language of that of them, I don't think so. I don't think Amy Adams' main character is that type to lose hope.
Yeah.
Because I think Amy Adams is such a it's something Theodore would do. Don't get me wrong. Like yes, he's so fucked with his life. I don't think Amy Adams would kill herself. It's an interesting theory. Don't get me wrong. It's an interesting theory. Yeah. But I think what this ending is basically showing, I think it's for the first time, both of them, like, I know there was a moment where Amy Adams was telling him about the breakup. And tapi they had like some distance with each other as well, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And this is the first time he probably had physical embrace. You know, because Amy Adams, at what I saw, is just her laying down on Theodore Punya shoulder. And I think this is the first time he's feeling real emotions and accepting it and not running away this time. And he's not, doesn't think he has felt real emotions, but he kind of like runs away with it, either with sex or blaming it on Samantha. But this first time, he's just there and feeling things, which is a great thing that he learned. Yeah, because I think I think that's the message of the ending. That's what I take it.
I never thought of it as a suicide thing. I just thought like, okay, he's now capable of love, then that's why and then they just sit down and be sad together. But then they will move on, kind of thing.
Well, one thing I want to mention before we end the analysis, at least, I don't know if we're ending it yet. The name is Her, and if you want to say what you're watching, I'm watching Her. So it's like you're watching her, but in Theodore, he can never watch her because he can't see her.
Wow.
I don't know what's the point of the name. Honestly, I don't understand it. But
Yeah, Her. Again, we're just analyzing the movie, the storyline, but it was one of those movie where visually I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
this is movie. Oh my god, this
I don't know
visual.
what they did. I have no idea what they did with the colors or something, but this looks gorgeous and sounds amazing. It is
Sounds amazing.
the soundtrack, Arcade Fire. So this is one of the soundtracks that I listen to over and over again. And then like most short filmmakers use the soundtracks from her, like their first few films. And I'll be guilty. I'm one of those short filmmakers.
Yeah.
So you can't.
The part where what's the one where he goes like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm compiling a song. Oh, I'm composing a song. And this is a song if we were together or something.
Photograph. That's the name of the song. Yeah, that's really nice. Also, song.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Song on the beach when they just set the. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah, crazy.
All right, so you wanna wrap things up?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, okay.
In conclusion, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for me. You gotta go. If you haven't seen Her, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast.
So this is the thing. So
go out and watch it.
I'm definitely not gonna give it a thumbs down, of course. This is thumbs up. But damn, it is far from what I thought it was. It is not as good. Like legit, some of the lines were so cringy. Like when he said like, yeah, I just want to say that I'm not ready for anything serious right now. I was like, fuck off, Joaquin Phoenix. Why are you saying it like that? It's so cringy. Like, I feel bad for Spike Jones sometimes. Like, maybe that is the character. See, Theodore Renner. It's just very awkward, you know. But it's so cringe.
I love it.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay home and watch movies. That's the tagline for FILEM.
Just write this out. Watch movies. Do a bit of writing yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.